we're going to be heading to... Wow, these are just... We're doing all the classics. SPT just bringing us to all the originals here as we head to Battlefield of Eternity.
Battlefield of Eternity. Yet again, we've seen some fiery games on that battleground today already. Team Nut already made the upset perfect and took a game of BTG here today. Only in the late game were they benched by the superiority of the current #1 team. Let's see if CE can clutch it out here as well. Let's see if they can actually make a draw happen.
Let's find out indeed. Whitemane is banned out this time. Even though it served CE so well,
yeah.
It looks like they have other priorities. Maybe getting a Lufal onto that Hanzo, for example. So if they can sneak that to be let through. There is the Genji removed. So now maybe banning out a Maiev or a Diablo or something like that to try and bait the ban onto a Hanzo or get one of those big priority picks.
Unless you want to pick it yourselves, I think Maiev should be banned, and there it is. Because Soap has been a notorious Maiev player, and SPT has executed a couple of deadly comps with Maiev in the mix. So I really, really like that one. Now, what is left to ban? Diablo probably going to make it through because Hanzo, I was going to say exactly that. Hanzo and Raynor, those two are very, very scary assassins when it comes to playing on BOE.
So now, race potential, we're looking at heroes like the Raynor. There he is. So they can potentially run that once again with, if they want, with the Exterminator. But they've left up Diablo, an incredibly dangerous hero on any map, let alone this one, has been removed pretty much every game so far up until now, and one APOC game we had earlier that did not go so well.
Yeah, Diablo made it through several times, and Misaka is definitely a player to pick this hero and to play it formidably well. And there we go. Oftentimes people and players are a little reluctant when it comes to picking Diablo on 2-lane maps because they can't soak souls as quickly with the absence of one additional lane and minions from it. But by the same token, if you're having a good time on Diablo and you actually farm heroes instead of minions, you're going to be just fine. Li Ming as well, that's a Malice classic right there. Blaze Bunker, definitely going to be useful to stop some of those potential resets.
And the Karazim, they want to be able to burst through that Diablo, and also he's one of the few heroes who can actually really pressure a Li Ming. So being able to dive onto her could be incredibly effective.
Karazim punishes both heroes here that we see. 7-sided against Diablo if he goes in too deep, and as you said, aggressive dashing and aggressive usage of the Iron Fist here can really bring down Li Ming more quickly than she expected. So I think Karazim fits into this quite nicely. Cassia ban. Okay, just for good measure, I believe. Make Alufal feel even more uncomfortable. Well, Alufal is probably going to play Raynor already. I don't think that ban made a lot of sense then.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm sure they could flex it. I'm sure they would be fine. XTQ, I'm pretty sure, has played some Raynor. He likes to play those survivable assassins.
Right.
So I think that's fine, being a little bit of a... getting a little bit of flex in there.
So what does SPT still need? A support, obviously. Alexstrasza traditionally not really doing that well on BOE. I would probably prefer a Rhaegar, to be honest. Like ZZH played like a young god, actually. Last game with a couple of really awesome Ancestor healings. But they go for Alexstrasza nonetheless, trying to, you know, pressure their opponents out of those Immortal fights by just using Dragon Queen and, you know, brute forcing their way through, it seems.
So, final 2 picks for CE. Main tank, second damage dealer. So, probably Garrosh or Muradin. There's Muradin and Thrall once again. So, that's the XTQ pick with a Lufal bringing out the Raynor. This could be a Crash Lightning. This is seeing as you already have a solo laner, which means Thrall will likely be in the 4-man.
100%. I think that is going to be a Crash Lightning Thrall build here. Make him part of the 4-man rotation, try to stack up. And we saw that previously already, right? Good teams like SPT or BTG, they will just try to out-rotate you and send 4-1 into 4-1 so that Thrall won't be able to stack up Crash Lightning early on. Lucky, back on Junkrat duty. I mean, after one hell of a performance last game, why not?
It's super worked out. So now, how will they be able to execute it this time? It's not as good on this map because it does not give us much Immortal Race, but it does give great poke. So if they can force CE into a defensive position, Li Ming and Junkrat will certainly work out.
I mean, we saw that previously, I think, with the exact same composition. Team Nut basically out-poking BTG all over the place, right? With Junkrat and Li Ming, you can basically chip down the enemy team's health slowly but gradually. And why can't it work here? Why can't they make it happen against CE? CE, on the other hand, Carzzy might struggle a little bit in the long run, you know, dealing with all that poke. So I think CE in particular, they want to make those fights short. They want to find a quick initiation and then burst one target down.
Well then, let's see where this goes with CE. A little bit more of a defensive poke, a little more of a defensive comp. SPT going for lots and lots of poke. In theory, this should go in favor of the poke team. But the question is, how well can CE pull the trigger once SPT overstep?
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Can SPT close in on Beyond the Game with 3 points in their pockets? That would definitely be a much more doable effort. Or is CE going to say no and maintain the status quo with every team in the top 3 walking away with 1 point each? We're going to find out in a bit here on BOE, Battlefield of Eternity. And we're going to see on the left-hand side, SPT, the super perfect team with Lucky, Melody C, Misaka, Soap, and ZZH.
And on the right, it is CE, looking to even this up for Luful, XTQ, 365, KTY, and Zhuyu. And yes, we do see Exterminator.
More PvE damage is the recipe, the go-to recipe for Jimmy this time around. And I don't hate it. We don't hate it. Tetra saw it already in the Open Division yesterday, do great things, as he said. And earlier, we've seen it in HGC China as well.
And so, we see the 4-man group up straight away for top lane, but Urel knows it's happening. But did they know Diablo was here? Oh, that knockback from Raider. That was on the verge.
Yep.
You can't really tell when you're at that angle whether someone will go behind the gate or in front of the gate. So it's a good job that Reyna knocked back because it could have been behind the gate.
That was actually super close, as you said. Now, Luful is playing Thrall here, by the way. They're making another role swap. Wow, okay, I'm very confused right now. Luful on Thrall, we have never seen that before. We've never seen him play a melee assassin. At least, probably did, but I just can't remember. Not as of late, let's put it this way.
365, dodging the grenades very easily, as is Zhuyu. And they are attempting to try and force the 4-man up here. Luful would love to be able to get more poke. And also, in theory, this should always be the lane that red team pushes harder. Just the fact that this is their Fallen Shaman lane. This is, I don't know why bottom lane was just arbitrarily decided as the lane that everyone pushed, when for red team, this lane just works better.
Alright, Luful actually getting a decent amount of stacks already into this, because SPT, as you said, they refused to push on the bottom, which actually would have benefited their future Fallen Shaman pushes as well. So, double win situation, actually, I would say, for CE right now. Unless they, you know, as long as they don't lose their lives and don't give kills over to the enemy team, they should be in a pretty fine spot. Now also securing this mercenary camp.
Holding everything together, good route onto Misaka, but overall, they haven't actually got as much damage as they would have expected from this composition this early on. So, that's fine for the moment. They've still managed to weaken the towers, which does mean that the Immortal will be pushing bot lane.
Yep, the Immortal will be pushing bot lane, most likely, because of that lane being weakened already here.
Yeah.
So,
which is perfect for them. Exactly what they want. They want to be able to make the Immortal push bot lane so that the Fallen Shaman will push top lane so that the enemy will be busy defending. That's risky where he's standing, please.
Playing a little bit of Minesweeper there, Thrall, that is.
Did we say Luther was on the Thrall? Did we specify that already?
Yeah. Super out of the ordinary. I can't even remember the last time he played on a melee assassin. If ever.
It's definitely unique.
So I mean, his Carzzy was kind of a melee assassin sometimes when he played support.
That's true, but I can respect it. XTQ has been playing a very solid Reyna, so I have no issue with it. Let's go for that behemoth armor. Beautiful stun onto Misaka. Tackle using charge to give himself the escape route, and he gets out.
Because the Feral Spirit missed Tetcher. We just gave praise to Luful and his versatility there. But guess what? The Feral Spirit missing because he got flung over, and otherwise that would have been a kill on Diablo, and that would have given them so much momentum to actually damage the enemy more already.
So then, KTY will clear out this Fallen Shaman. The top one is still going. Junkrat's up there though and has some decent AoE, so that won't be too bad for him. As SPT going to move into the initial defensive position. at least for the moment. This is not a good idea for them. They have better poke. They want to try and force CE to be defensive, and instead they're just going to get poked by Crash Lightning, and also engaged upon very aggressively. Dragon Queen is popped.
They had to burn that Dragon Queen so early on because they realized if they hadn't used all of their cooldowns, they would have probably lost Li Ming or another team member here, because CE had a perfect pincer attack here, really locking him down with a good flank by KTY. And KTY, to me personally, is just on fire. Whether he's on Blaze or Dehaka early on in game number 1, he just always seems to find these openings.
Flip onto the Blaze, decent damage even onto the Immortal stun here. They continue to push forward, and Thrall continues to just gain stack after stack after stack.
Yep.
Long term, this is great for CE. They're even going to maybe reach the halfway point first, as finally Li Ming heads across the map to start burning through that health of the CE Immortal.
If you're Thrall right now, you're so happy about life because you're basically getting stack after stack, as you said. It wouldn't even surprise me if he's already double digits, and then later on at 16, if the game goes that far, you're going to have Thunderstorm, and you're going to be able to cause some heavy damage, especially on backliners like Li Ming and Junkrat. And the fact that Li Ming didn't go Force Armor here, by the way, could really bite her in the end, right?
Yeah, once we get to that late game stage, we're going to see the CE Immortal already coming out, which means, guess what? More grouped up enemies, which means more Crash Lightning stacks. As we're going to see Thrall moving down to the bot lane, everyone once again as Blaze moves to top. Neither Fallen Shaman camp for either team got that much value. They were actually able to manage that pretty well.
Alright. Let's actually try to invent a code word here in the late game, just in case Li Ming ever dies to a Crash Lightning stack or a Crash Lightning bounce, that she wouldn't have died normally if she had picked Force Armor. We're going to say Rose Petal.
Wait, sorry, why would we say Rose Petal?
We're going to say Rose Petal when Li Ming ends up dying in the late game because you didn't take Force Armor against Thrall. That's going to be our code word to remind everybody that we said it here first.
Okay, sure, fair enough. We could also just say, oops, bet she wish she had Force Armor. But I like yours, it's prettier because it has a better visual image, as we see you position and completely revealed by the mine.
Alright. Pretty okay push here for CE. Nothing out of the ordinary here, obviously. Just getting the towers, because the defense potential here for SPT is pretty decent, actually. You know, Li Ming, heroes that are good at clearing neutral immortals are also going to be very good at dealing damage to enemy immortals, right? Oh, actually, that was so close by Lucky. The concussion mine almost enough to interrupt the dwarf toss by Zhuyu.
Push continues to come in. A lot of damage being taken by Zhuyu, but he's tanking through it. And this might actually be enough to take care of this fort. It's dropped low, but that was a beautiful Lucky. Just please, Lucky. Another insane concussion mine to secure a kill.
All right, man. That was Junkrat plays have kept SPT in the game in game 1. They basically allow them to catch up in experience here in game 2. Someone give Lucky a medal after this series. No matter how this game goes, he's just so good.
Misaka sustains through for the moment. I would really love to be able to see Thrall stacks, but once again, we are casting from a clean feed, everyone. So we are very much subject to the Chinese production here. As we do see both teams begin working on their Fallen Shaman camps to get some counter pressure while the Immortals are up. Blaze was actually left alone in top lane for a bit, which means a couple of those minions might actually die on towers.
Yeah, very true. Alexstrasza only making her way into top lane right now because they do not want to lose this experience. Basically, pre-level 10, especially when you're getting closer to 10 at level 9, every minion counts because every minion could be the reason why you end up having this advantage over your opponents or not. So with CE currently slightly in the lead, you don't want to miss out on that. Look at Li Ming taking damage already from Thrall here.
Yeah. Solid Storm Bolt as well from Zhuyu.
Yep.
Soap arrives. Zhuyu looks to go forward, lands another Storm Bolt onto ZTH, who has Exuberance though, so is fast enough to escape as a root from Thrall lands. As they begin to finally move onto the Immortal. Junkrat is cleaning up top lane. He's already cleaned out Fallen Shaman camp, which is the main goal here.
Yep. Fallen Shamans need to be kept under control, but also the soaking needs to be done, right? Soaking is of the essence right now. You need to hit that level 10 for that second Immortal phase here, and SPT have actually done a good job keeping up and maybe even overtake their opponents. So the moment 10 dings in, everybody on the side of CE needs to be super careful. Actually, they almost make it at the exact same time. Sundering, Avatar, Bunker, those are all great defensive tools that they will need against those combo resets from Li Ming. Alexstrasza is still debating.
Yeah, she's gotta go for Cleansing Flame because she's gonna get poked by Crash Lightning just like everyone else. So relying on a Life Binder here would just be foolish. As we see them burn through the Immortal. Good poke, consistent poke.
Oh, XTQ.
Roll. 4 stacks. XTQ again just gets Junkratted, and he's gonna be taken out.
And you know what? XTQ, he's done it before. Why is he doing it again? You can't be all by yourself there. When there's enemy heroes like Diablo, like Junkrat, that can really catch you if you separate yourself too far away from the rest of your team. What is he hoping to achieve there? Just a tiny little bit of extra poke? That is not worth it. You already have Crash Lightning. You already have Blaze. You don't even need to do that. Watch Rainer's position here. Actually, unfortunately, we don't see it in time. We only saw it after it was already too late for him to escape. But yeah, all you need to do if you're a CE here and you already have a lead on the Immortal is poke it down with Blaze Flames and Lightning from Thrall.
XTQ takes a little bit more damage. KTY is already very low, but 365 gets a quick heal there. Finally, we do see the Cleansing Flames picked up. And CE will still win this Immortal, most likely. Their poke is still far superior. But the question is, are they going to give up people for this? 7-sided is used, shared between Soap and Misaka, so they're able to disengage. And the Immortal, as we said, taken by CE once again.
All right, so CE, they get away with it. XTQ's misstep here did not cost them an Immortal, which is definitely good news for them. This one will spawn in the top lane as well. Bottom lane has been pummeled already, so the healthier lane will get visited by the mighty demon.
See the pressure coming in from this Immortal. Going to burn through that. Good stun onto Misaka, at least for the moment, who is given some armor by Soap as he's looking for an opportunity to just do any more damage onto the Immortal. But Zhuyu is eating a lot of hits from Li Ming. Needs to be careful.
And that's more like it. KTY is the one trying to go for flanks, not Rainer. XTQ actually stays super safe in here. Murden needs to be careful. The Riptide is coming in. Bunker was actually placed too frantically here, in my opinion. Thrall fully stacked on the Crash Lightning. Now the real pain is about to start.
Especially if it goes for Thunderstrokes later on as well, unless he dies, in which case there's going to be no pain for a while because he'll be dead.
Is that a new record?
But he does survive. It is apparently a new record.
Yeah, new record in HGC China, ladies and gentlemen. The previous one was held by Zhuyu, Luful's teammate, actually. On his first game on a melee assassin in forever, he already sets up a new record. Well done by him. 10 minutes and 45, I believe it was.
Very nice, very cool to see. As KTY is going to try and finish off that fort and should be able to do so. There we go. Another big XP boost for CE. They're now half a level ahead.
All right, so for now, CE, all they need to do is poke, 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 especially when it comes to dealing with those Immortals. They should only go for a hardcore engage when the opportunity really presents itself, meaning there is someone out of position, someone wasted a heroic ability, for example. Especially Rainer, though, all he needs to do is just stay safe, and they're going to be just fine. Zhuyu scouting out the perimeter. Don't think he wants to set up anything. He just wants to clear vision, so CE knows exactly where Diablo's going to go to.
He is trying to, like you said, trap anyone if they can, but the 13 finally online. Now is where they begin to move in. This camp has been spotted. Brawl is on the way, but it's a little late.
Bunker is back, though.
Time.
Yeah, Bunker's ready. I think CE can actually take this.
Diablo charges in. There's the 7-sided Riptide, double kill. Maybe looking for the triple, but they can't get to Misaka. Camp is stolen, and CE destroy SPT here, taking another kill. But SPT looking to punish Misaka, who's gone very deep. Sorry, not Misaka. Into the bunker mid-air. He barely spawns, they snipe Junkrat.
Are you kidding me,
God.
CE, right now? What is happening from start to finish? That was a masterful play, especially Luful, who came in like a wrecking ball, hitting every single Thrall ability like it was a piece of cake. And then the chills, the nerves of Zhuyu actually exiting the bunker with 0 HP, what it looked like.
I've got chills, and they are multiplying at this point as CE get kill after kill, grabbing their own fallen Shaman Camp, grabbing the Immortal. SPT are on the back foot here, and I'm not sure how they're going to be able to bring this back. They get a tiny bit of the shield off, but this is absolutely a keep.
This must be keep. This must definitely be the top keep here, as it turns out the Demon Immortal is going to march that lane. And you know what, Tetcher? This could very well be game. All they need is one more kill, and look at the heroic abilities. Every single one of them is going to be ready for the big fight. Avatar still needs 15 seconds-ish, but if they just don't play it super crazy, it should come off cooldown anytime soon. And Alufal in particular, his damage has been absolutely crashing, I should say, with that Crash Lightning. Super good.
They move forward, taking it down the front wall. Good concussion mine. Being a little bit irritating to CE, just once again trying to disrupt him or maybe catch someone out of position. But this Immortal is looking tough. Dragon Queen is being dropped here just to make sure that there's no core attempt after this keep.
Absolutely. You got to pull all the triggers. You got to push all those buttons here to really keep your base alive for now. Top keep already destroyed. CE continues to march on. They're on the warpath. They're just waiting for the Alex Strasser cooldown to expire. Here we go. Multiple people are getting stunned. It is a massacre right now.
The Lightning Breath is good, though, buys them time as Alufal is dropped very, very low as Zuyu is being turned on as well. So tries to burn down the Immortal, which is getting focused down. Karazim is focusing, using all of those Iron Skin bonus attacks, and XDQ is completely unattended. That is GG, and CE takes the 1-1 versus Super Perfect Team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Beyond the Game can sigh a breath of relief, if you will, because SPT was just denied the 3 points, and CE, they came back in dominant fashion here with a quick role swap mid-series, if you will. Alufal showing us that he's got what it takes to play some Thrall as well, and with perfect execution, they made this tie a reality.